Drew, I got to tell you, one of the things that is so sad to me, we talk about loss of life. I also talk about loss of life experience, Drew. So many of our high schoolers, for example, they're missing out on so many milestones. We're talking about junior prom, the athletes competing for division or state championships. They'll never get a chance to do that. Drew, this is really tough.
It was really tough. All of the above. I mean, that was such a huge part of high school for all of us. The athletics, the clubs, the social events, meeting after school, going to people's houses, all of those things, the graduation process, all of that has been taken away from these kids. And I think it's important as parents that you just have to say, I know it's tough, but you're going to get it back on the back end.
Demi, you feel strongly in the belief that it's important that we have to have empathy for our kids always, and particularly now when they're facing all these challenges. Even if they seem like they're okay, they're still being challenged.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I believe in this 100%. This is something that me and my husband just walked through with our son who just graduated this summer. And so it was a really tough time for him. And, for my son, he really struggled with, seeing his siblings who had graduation parties and they were able to do all of the fun things that he couldn't do. But what we did is we implemented our family talks, family meetings, and allowing our son to really talk about how he was feeling, being expressive, being articulate. If you're mad, you're angry, talk about it. But yet at the same time, we validated his feelings, having empathy to let him know, listen, we're in the boat with you. For us, we were able to give him a surprise drive-through graduation party, like many that you probably saw on social media, to allow him to be able to experience acknowledgement of the win and the celebration and support. So I think that's really important. Right now we're living in times where, for my son, he wanted to participate in, protests, and he's wanting to be out with his friends. And so we also had to let him know, look, you are in this space now, this transition of going from, a high schooler to now adult transitioning. What we realize is that as parents, we're now just coaching and guiding him. We're not just parenting. Sometimes it's, again, about having those hard and honest conversations, allowing him to feel validated, but yet at the same time, letting him know and preparing him that there are consequences to the decisions that he makes in life. And hopefully he's making those good decisions.
We're living in uncertain times. It's tough to keep up with the latest medical headlines.
About the market, panicked about COVID.
And how do those headlines impact you and your family? 100,000 people died. On season 13 of The Doctors, we want to empower you physically.
If I met them at dance, they would meet me at medicine.
Man, I love that. Emotionally.
If I can change my thoughts, I can change my feelings.
And medically.
He doesn't have his mask up, which is not a good thing.
This is the $1 million question, maybe the $1 trillion question. This is so critical for people to hear. We're giving you the inside track on health and wellness so that you can get back to the life you deserve. It's time to take back your power. The Doctors, now more than ever. Premieres September 21st.